Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my, I got called out. I know it happens. It happens to all of us, right? I tend to get called out on projects that people remember me working on, but they don't remember seeing it ever get finished. And I think I'm going to get a little bit more of that, considering I have that Tuesday series where I'm pulling, grabbing really old projects, since way before I had the channel and, years ago, literally years ago. Well, there's some, whoa, hi. Okay, we're gonna pause for a moment and I'm gonna fix that. All right, we'll see how well that holds up. Anyway, so there are things that I have started since having a channel and I get sidetracked. I work on it for a length of time and then I jump onto something else, especially the larger projects because, hey, let's face it, they're larger. They take a little bit longer. You got some small things like these little booties. I mean, those don't take as long. You can knock these out. These are pretty quick-ish. I mean, in comparison, and you got other things. I'm looking around like I got all sorts of things. I mean, even this, right? Ooh, yeah, I love that. Even that wasn't that long. It didn't take that much. Truthfully, I was on a mission on that one. I started that and then finished it on the same day. I was on a mission. I wanted to show that yarn is Joann exclusive, right? And I wanted to show that. But some of the other things I start and I am going gangbusters. I'm all excited, but I bit off more than I can chew. And I've really, this last couple of years, I have been big onto making garments. And then instead of, using worsted weight or bulky, ain't happening. Bulky's not my thing. But, instead of doing that to make a garment, which, would make it a whole lot faster to get done, I like to use fingering weight yarn and stuff like that. Yeah, that's, so then my rows to get something done is like 300 to 400 stitches per row. Yeah, that takes a lot longer. So, it's like, I'm going to sit down and just put on a couple thousand stitches on a piece. You can't tell. You can't tell. You just can't. So it takes a while before anything gets really shown and accomplished. So the one I got called out for is in this purple bag. I had to go dig in. Actually, I did know where this one was. This I did know. This is the Harvest sweater that I have. I don't know what sonotype is. Absolutely no clue what that is. It's brand for something. But this is the Harvest sweater that I started working on with this ice yarn right here. And the ice yarn was gifted to me. I have never done an ice order. Have you done an ice order? I have ice yarns, obviously, but I've never done an actual order myself. It's kind of daunting. I'm not afraid. I have enough yarn. I've been going through Joann like crazy, so I don't need any big orders right now. But one day I will. The thing with ice yarn is I filled up some carts that hubby has no access to, so I'm good. But I tend to just put a ton in there because the more you buy, the better it works out for shipping, and it's yarn math. It's yarn math. So anyway, sidetrack, ice yarns. So this is mohair glitz. I don't know the color number because I don't have the bag, plastic bag that it came in. But this is a 20% mohair, 20% wool, 57% premium acrylic, and 3% metallic lurex. This is 100 grams and 540 meters. That's a lot of yardage. And they say this is a number 2, and that's because, the fuzzy halo that you get on it, you could, if you wanted to work that as a 1, I think you could definitely work that as a 1, but you want the lighter, airier, bigger needles, bigger hooks, let that kind of fluff in, and it's pretty. What does it recommend for that matter? I don't know. It says a size 3 to a size 6 US for a knitting needle. And we're not seeing anywhere on it for a crochet hook, but you can crochet it. Nobody says you can't. You can do anything you want to. It's yours. So I got these. I think I got 4 of these. They were gifted to me, 3 or 4. And I decided, ooh, I want to make something really substantial because why would I want to make something little that I could get done quickly? But then again, what would you make with this little that you could get done quickly? Doesn't this scream that you need to make something luscious? I mean, it's sparkly. Look at that. It's sparkly. It's neutral colors. My daughter loves neutral colors. It's beautiful neutral colors. It'll go with just about anything. And it's got that gold sparkle in it. So you got that little fancy. I mean, it kind of says you have to do something big, right? You have to make a wearable and make it kind of big. So that's why I started a cardigan. Did I mention this says it's size 2 and, you know, cardigan? Did I mention, you know, that's, again, lots and lots of stitches. So I went to one of my favorite patterns, you know, well, I've done it once before, right? And went to my daughter. And this one might go to my daughter too. So I don't know, maybe this is just going to be her pattern from now on. So I caked up this one because they slide. That what, you know, if you go from the middle, the top is going to slide off. You know, you can see that's loosely wound right there. So that's the only reason I caked it up. Don't have to, but it's kind of nice because I don't have any issues with it, right? See, there's my caked up. It's the same thing. So here's my Harvest cardigan. Lovely. Needle size, I don't remember. I don't have my needle gauge right there. It's that size. That's the size that I'm using. It's that size. It's not tiny. It's not. That's like an 8. I think that's an 8. Could be an 8. Yeah. So I'm using this, you know, fingering-ish size. They say it's a 2, but come on, you saw it. This like fingering size yarn with like a size 8. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. And it's nice because it doesn't have to be super solid. I got my needles. Look at my needles. It's all stuck in there. It doesn't have to be super solid. It's not. But it covers. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. That is gorgeous. I know I've shown this before on my mannequin downstairs, and I did put a couple of rows on it since the last time that I've displayed this, but you're not going to be able to really see that or tell that because it takes a bunch to just get anything visible. Well, here's an example, right? This brown right here, that's, you know, how many rows is that? Let me look at that. A little stripe. That's one. That's one row, that little stripe right there. So if I hold that up and it's the same color, you're not really going to be able to tell, look, I did one whole row. You're not going to be able to see that. Not really. So this is where I am. I'm going to make it a bit longer. This goes down to about my waist. It's a cardigan. We're going bigger. And I think when my daughter sees it, she's probably going to claim it. She got the last one, and the last one was blues. It was Lion Brand comfy. It was blues like this kind of, but it was that Marley, but it was blues. And it looked a whole lot better on her than on me. It was oversized for her. She's tiny and petite. Got to get her back on the video with me. But, you know, so she's a lot smaller. She's 5'4". She's, you know, like 100-ish pounds. She weighs more than 100, but I don't know how much, you know, and I'm like double her or something or close. Not literally double, but still, I'm a lot bigger than she is. I'm 5'8", she's 5'4", so, you know, that makes a little bit of a difference too. So I have worked on it. I have this out. I worked on it a couple weeks ago, put a little bit on it. Nothing much, not enough to show. So what I am going to do, look, I got marker. That's right. So I'm going to put the marker there so that way we have an idea. Ooh, look, I have a marker. Is that what I showed last time? I bet that is. Ooh, okay, see what I mean by, you know, thousands of stitches and you can't really see any difference? Yeah, that's what that's for. Yeah, because that's not, this one I don't need to put any markers in it. So that's what that is. I was trying to go, look, see, that's how far I went. But I'm going to put another one there. I'll put a blue one. It's a little easier to see. So I kind of like that. I do. That's a new thing for me. I know other people do that and they've been doing it for a while, and that's new for me. And I kind of like that, like, how much did I do? Especially on something like this, because if you're not careful and if you like instant gratification, then you're in the wrong craft. But if you like that instant gratification and, you know, you can get demoralized with something like this. You really can. It's not hard. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. So having that right there and going, oh, okay, there is movement. I mean, you can see from the last one, all right, well, I made it grow. Not 12 inches, but it, you know, it's bigger. I've done more, and that is so many stitches. I'm in love with the way that is striping up. That to me is just absolutely gorgeous. I like that, not solid stripes, but just kind of like those little spotty stripes in there. To me, I don't know why, it kind of elevates it. Just, it's not so stark. It's more natural. It's just more eye appealing. It's not that, hi, I broke the yarn, new stripe, new color. Now, get it. I mean, I do like those crazy breaks and stuff too, but on this, I'm really pleased with it. So I've gotten some progress. Well, in looking for this one, of course, I had to go looking for my other one. You're like, what other one? Well, this. It wasn't that long ago that I pulled this off the shelf, and I'd completely forgot I was making something with this. This is Big Twist Boho. I don't know if they have any more. With everything with Joanne and everything going out. And this one they've had for a while, or they had for a while. And I know that I had started a top with it because, hello, that's gorgeous. And you know what? It's the same composition as this. It is. This is 540 meters, which is 590 yards. So is this. This is, they say it's number one. Again, I agree that it's a number one. The only reason they call this a two is because of the fuzz factor. I think they're both number ones. I mean, look at the yardage for 100 grams. That's a number one. This one, where's my composition? Where's my ingredients? There you go. So this one is 80% premium acrylic, 15% wool, 5% mohair. So they're going to be different because this one has glitz in it too. And this one again is the, all right, so this has 5% mohair. This is 20% mohair. But I mean, they're very similar. So it's not the exact same, but they are very similar in the composition. 20% wool, 15% wool. All right, and this is 57% acrylic, 80% acrylic, and of course this one has the sparkle. But they're similar in size. They're similar with, they have the same components in them. So I started something with this. I forgot about it. I did. I was looking over here because there was a comment that somebody wanted me to join Erin with her Yarn Management Monday series that she does and start pulling things out of my cube so you can see like, hey, what's in this cube? Like, what's behind the glove and the crab up there and what's there, or specifically people were asking like, what's in this one here, like these two. And that's when I pulled this out. I didn't know it was there. And it got me thinking, where's the sweater? Yeah, I had to go searching. I did. I had to go. I found it. Yeah. I'm like, can't work on it if you don't know where you put it. It's under something. It was under something. It was under a very large box, but I did find it. So that's what this is, the Big Twist Boho. This was one that, like I said, it was when we knew Joanne was still in business that was going to, it was destined to go away quickly because Joanne brought in yarns and they went in and they went out, right? They just had new yarns in, and you just knew that was going to be one of them, especially since it's a fingering weight yarn. I think I'm the weirdo that really likes fingering weight yarn. I think the mass majority that goes to the big box stores, that's not what they're gravitating towards. So I knew it was going to go in and go out. So I started a top with it. And it has those broken stripe kind of things too. Oh, I love how this is. That is stunning. That is absolutely gorgeous. And I did have this one on the mannequin before. I might have a video of it still. Might put it on. Who knows? It looks great. And I'm using, I don't know. I'm using needles. Yes, I am using needles. I'm using my Knit Picks wooden ones. Can I see the size? Can I see the size? No, I can't, because you know what? It's really, really tiny and they put it on that silver and I can't see it. But there's my little needle stuck in there. So I'm not really sure what size I'm using on that. Doesn't really look like it's the same. Oh, it is an 8. Huh. That is an 8. So I'm using an 8 on this. I'm probably using an 8 on the other one. Evidently, I've been using a lot of 8s, which is fantastic. So this goes along with what I commented, I know more than once, is even though this is a fingering weight tiny yarn, I'm using 8s to good success. It doesn't have to be solid like a sock solid as far as the stitches are concerned. You could do that. It would take you a long time, but nobody says you can't. But with this, having it looser, I can wear something underneath it if I choose to, or, this isn't so see-through, right? You have your undergarments on. I mean, come on. It's not like, oh my gosh, I can see her bra and everything. No, it's not going to be something like that. But you can put a camisole under it if you want to. You can do what have you, but it's light. It's airy. It's still going to have some warmth to it with that wool and that mohair. But it's just breathable and just so beautiful. So let the yarn do the speaking on that one and just open it up. That's curious too. What does this one say as far, oh, this one has hook size too. So it would be just like this. So this one does have the needle size. They're saying a 6 for this. And this one, they were saying a 3 to 6, and I'm using an 8. So you can see you can go up needle sizes and use some smaller yarns. Have fun with it. And the other thing with the smaller yarns, it is so economical. I think these were like $6.99, something like that when they first had them. 590 yards. You don't need a lot. You just don't need a lot of balls, and you're gonna be able to make something very big, very lovely. So this one was saying the size 6 with a knitting needle and a size D crochet hook. D is in dog. Number 3, size D crochet hook. So it does give you that, right? And we know that you can crochet anything you want to, as long as it's a string type thing. You can crochet it. I mean, we've all seen the memes and stuff where grandma gets hold of the ramen noodles. I mean, you can do it. You can knit it. You can crochet it. You can do whatever you want with it. So I have another little doodad. So I'm going to put that on here too, because I'm curious myself. And oh, that's why I stopped. Yeah, look. I stopped at the full skein. This is one skein. This is one 590 yards, 540 meter skein. This is one full skein right here. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. That makes sense as to why I stopped. That does. All right, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to put this on that last stitch of that thing. And now I know I have to add more to it. Well, I mean, I knew I had to add more to it once I saw this skein over here. I'm like, oh, where'd I put it? Now the question is, because this is such a lovely pattern and, you know, it's been going very consistent, I kind of want it to continue along that line. Otherwise, I don't want it to be a harsh break of the wrong color. So I need some rust. Yeah. I need rust. That's what I need to be at, is the rust. So I don't know from going from the middle, because, you know, just because that's what we're seeing, I mean, that middle could be a ball of who knows what. So I'm, ooh, is this the edge? Oh, I think I'm going to go from the outside. Yeah. Okay, problem solved. Problem solved. And then I can keep my same-ish striping pattern. And that's what I want, is that similar striping pattern. And then for the sleeves, I think I'm just going to have to suck it up and just let them happen. Right. You know, not worry about, do I want them semi-matched or something along that line? I think on that one, and the same with the harvest, I think I'm just going to have to just bite my tongue. And I have more options with the harvest. I have more yarn. I do know that. But just kind of bite my tongue and let it go. Let it play. Let it do its own thing. This one, I don't think I have more. I think this is it. I don't remember if I bought 2 or 3, but I think I just bought 2 of them. Yeah, I bought 2. And it's going to be enough. Because look at this. This is one. And that goes down to the waist area nicely. And it's gorgeous. So I finished the length, and then I'll have plenty for the sleeves. And the sleeves will be as long as they are, right? What I'll probably do before I do the sleeves is the neck. I'll finish the length and then do whatever neck treatment, and then whatever's left, that's how long the sleeves will be. Yeah, there you go. Because it doesn't have to be long sleeve. I mean, I can make it a long or 3/4 or wherever the yarn goes. Wherever the yarn goes. Life's short. We're not going to argue. We're not going to complain about it. And then I'll have another project. And guess what? I have sleeves to do. It's the sleeves, I tell you. It's the sleeves. But isn't that just beautiful? I mean, look at that. Ooh, ooh. It's on a try-on cord along with the knitting cable. So, let's see. Oh, see how nicely that works? That does work. Yeah, that works nice. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I don't think it necessarily goes with this pattern, but you know, it's okay. I wasn't wearing the shirt to match the shirt, but that's beautiful. And that is so light. Yeah, it goes about to the top of my pants. So definitely want it longer. I don't like really short shirts anyway, so I'm going to add more inches to it. So it's nice to have that kind of sitting there. It fits quite nicely. It feels nice. Cool. That's fun. All right, so I know where I'm at. And yeah, this is another episode of I was called out. That's how that works, right? It's like, hey, do you remember working on this? No, no. There are some items that I have gotten comments for, and they crack me up. It doesn't make me upset or anything. It literally cracks me up. And then I have to think about it. I'll go back through my stuff going, what are they talking about? I don't know. This one I did know. This one, the harvest sweater, I did know. But there are definitely things that people have brought up going, hey, did I see this one get finished? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Probably not. I have no idea. Yeah, that tells you there's a lot of projects and a lot of creativity that goes on in this room. And occasionally things get done, which is one of the reasons why I like to do like the weekly videos or the monthly videos, kind of like, hey, this is what you actually finished. I mean, let's not get upset that maybe 12 to 15 things were started and you finished 8. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. And think about it. If you do 8 projects a month, that's, 12 months out of the year. I mean, you get 96 projects. And then you got to go for that bonus round and hit the 100 because, right? Then you're going over there and you're like, what's the fastest Christmas ornament I can make? Because you got to pass that 100. I mean, if you're tracking and you're doing 8 a month, somewhere along the round, you have to come up with 4 tiny things, whatever it happens to be. You have to. It's kind of the rules. At that point, you're like, oh man, that's like getting to the finish line and going, oh, I'm 12 feet from it. Going, whatever. I ran most of the race. No, you have to. You just do. So that's one of the encouragements I have by doing the weekly videos and that type of stuff of this is what I actually finished. So we'll see how it works out this year. No clue, because I'm making some larger projects. A little harder to get the larger projects done, but they make me happy. So that's where something. Do things that make you happy. There's enough stuff that's irritating in the world. Make the things that make you happy. So these are 2 things that are going to be added in. I really need to work on hubby's sweater because I believe that's like 3 things sitting right here on my chair that are sweaters for me or could be for me. I had those 2. I've got the Miranda sweater. Now, should I count the Miranda sweater? I mean, I'm counting it. I'm working on it. But I mean, I started that a decade ago. So hubby can't hold that one against me, right? These 2 he can. That makes total sense. Those were started probably around the same time as his sweater. And his sweater I started in August, like August 31st, something like that. Not sure the date on those 2. But these 2 he can 100% hold against me. And when I get the yarn for this, I'm going to start it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to start it. And I definitely expect him to hold that against me 100% because I'm not supposed to start any new sweaters until I finish his. And the Miranda, like I said, that one's being introduced back into the fold, but I didn't start it like recently. That was a decade ago. So, I mean, I get a get out of jail free card for that. I get a pass on that one. But this one, I'm getting the yarn in. Oh, the yarn's supposed to be in today. Oh. Yeah, I want to make the sweater that's with that pattern right there in this colors and just, yeah, it talks to me. It does. So I just have to learn how to knit faster. I don't know. I just, I mean, there's things. Do you feel like that? Yeah, you feel like that? I think I knit fast. I think I do. I knit and crochet fast, but not fast enough, right? Have you ever... Speaking of, I should probably stop. But speaking of, have you ever looked at like historical knitting and they do like 200 stitches a minute? I've tried to time myself. I'm nowhere near. I'm beginner baby knitter and they're just, it's one of those that if you're able to see any of the historical films, the film speed was not able to capture the hand movement. Kind of like, Bruce Lee, when he was doing martial arts videos, he had to slow down to do the kicks and the hits because the frame wouldn't pick it up. The cameras and the film wasn't fast enough to pick up his movements. So, that's just, and it's the same way if you look at like some of the historical knitting. I have tried to see some and it is so blurry and it's just like, what are they doing? You cannot see their hands. And I can see that because I know a lot of times when I get into a rhythm of either knitting or crocheting for that matter, and I'm getting into a really fast rhythm, especially like just the knit stitch, you're just kind of flicking like that. And you can't see, well, crocheting definitely, you can't see what you just did. I've had people tell me that before. It's like, well, slow down so I can see your hands. Slow down so I can see what that movement is. I see that you've got stitches going on, but I can't really see it because you've gone so fast. And I'm nowhere near as fast as the historical knitting. And then I've also had the pleasure of taking some classes from a Russian woman for Orangeburg lace. And it's a traditional Russian style of lace knitting. And the shawls that they made were just impeccable as an understatement, just gobsmacked with the gorgeousness. One day I'll have to show you because I did buy one from her. I'll have to show that to you. But it was so wonderful taking the class from her, and they were talking about how the ladies are taught how to knit and the speed at which they knit. I look like a toddler in comparison, and I think I knit fast. So I'm like, how do you get to where you're doing 200 stitches a minute? And the not just the 200 stitches a minute, but they're doing pattern. It's not just, hey, I'm stockinette, I'm all set up, I'm on size 8s, I've got worsted weight yarn. No, this is 200 stitches a minute with lace weight and, you know, size 1 type needles, just these steel pins. I just don't understand it, right? I know that's a tangent, but I mean, it's fascinating. That is such a fascinating thing. And I think if I got to that level, I mean, that's like expert level. Like, I'm leveling up. You can hear the ding, you know, you've leveled up. I have not leveled up, but I think that would be just absolutely amazing. But to be able to do that and to do patterns and to have it in your head, and they didn't have everything written down like we do. They didn't have the patterns like that. It was passed from generation to generation, and that's how the town stayed alive. It was so fascinating. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, one day, ping me on that and I'll show you what I bought. When I went to my class, it was absolutely amazing. Sidetrack, sorry about that. Definitely need to knit faster to keep all of these things that I have on the needles, on the hooks, and in my head as I go. And I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think I'm the only one at all. I think a lot of us feel that way. I collect yarn and it's gorgeous and I want to play with it. And then I want to make patterns that are more than this big. And I want to make all of them because they're beautiful. And there's just so many things, right? You know, I want to make all the things. I want to play with all the pretty yarns and I want to make all the things. Is that so much to ask? I mean, come on. It's just, I'm self-contained in this room. All I can say. I am self-contained right here. It is beautiful. It is amazing. And it is full of fuzzy inspiration, right? Yeah, that's all there is to it. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. My mind is now spinning yet again on the lace stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get into another class. Yeah, that would be fantastic. It would be absolutely amazing. With that, I'm going to let you go. You guys having a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.